Hello everyone. So here is the next installment of Dressing Up with Piper. Yay! So at work we are doing, they're showing Young Fankinstien. Let's see if we can make that a little taller. Young Fankinstien, and so I get the pleasure of dressing up when I work the drive-in. So today I'm going to be Frankenstein. As you can see, I kind of Jerry curled my hair because Gene Wilder has really curly hair. And what's kind of cool is he's got the same kind of color hair as I do. So basically what I do is when my hair is wet, I twist it and then bobby pin it down. And so when you're ready for it, you just literally take it out and it creates a natural looking messy curl. I'm just going to undo a couple of the front ones right here because I'm going to put headband on to get my hair away from my face as I do my makeup. Now what's really cool about Gene Wilder is he and I have very similar features. His nose is a little bit longer and pointier than mine. His jaw is a little more cut here. He's got these really nice big eyelashes, so I will be adding eyelashes, but we'll get to that later. So the film is in black and white, so I'm gonna do a pretty light base, lighter than my skin. It's the these are all. It's the Ben Nye Cream Highlight is what I'm using. So that's going to be my base. So I'm going to put that out. And I'm sorry for all these lovely zits I have because mask wearing in the COVID times creates acne in the mouth area. So I'm going to dab some of this on and then I'm going to spread it around. Get the hair out of the way. I'm just going to use one of these and get that, spread it around. So this is just sort of my base color. Like I said, I'm doing fairly light because he does have light skin, but it's a black and white film. So if I was doing, just if it wasn't a black and white film, I would do more of a warm color. Because, but yeah, it's a style choice on my part. So let's get this spread out. And now I also I don't really have a lot of old-fashioned-y men clothes, so we're just going with a turtleneck, and I have a white lab coat that I will be wearing also. Now, Gene Wilder's got these big buggy eyes. Now, I actually have some buggy eyes too, but we are going to make my eyes stand out a little bit more, make them appear a little more buggy, which is something I actually use most of the time when I'm doing just everyday makeup. And so for those of you that want to make it appear, because if you look, genetically, I have these folds here. Like everybody in my family has it. So I've learned a way to accentuate the eyelid and de-accentuate that with just shadow. And for those of you that have those issues like I do, this might help you. Okay, so now, okay, so let me get some dark. So most of my shading, I'm going to be using just powder makeup. And because it's black and white, I'm going to be using mostly blacks and grays. Now, normally, when I'm doing my own makeup, I do browns, because browns are more of a skin tone color, and it won't be as much of a contrast as the black and white will be. But like I said, because we're doing a black and white movie, We're going with black and white today. So I'm trying to find my palette, which kind of has darks, grays in it. Where is that palette? Oh, those are nice. I really want sparkly. I don't really want the sparkly. Let's see what I got in here. These are all browns. That might work. Got a palette that's... that might work. All right, so I'm going to start. This is Clinique. I'm going to start with this color right here. And we're going to start shading. Get a good brush to do this with. Okay. I'm going to use sort of this type of brush. What I'm going to start doing is we're going to add some shading along here because his nose is thinner than mine is. So we're going to add some shading along here, and just you want to kind of blend it out. And his nose is thinner because I've kind of got a thick nose, especially right around the bridge. So we're going to match this on this side. So already you can see that I've got my nose is less. Now I'm going to take white wax makeup and create a highlight right down the center of my nose all the way to the tip. And he's also got a little bit of his nose is not quite straight. He's got a little crookedness right there. So again, we're going to create, see again, look how good that is. That's kind of not quite centered. I'm going to add this white again. And his nose comes right to a point. So we're going to really highlight in there to create this point because I've got a nice little round cute nose. Yes, I like my nose, everyone. It's cute. But we're going to create a point here to make it appear like my nose is similar to his. Again, when shading, it's now he also has kind of a wider nose than I do, so we're gonna take this highlight and put it on the outside there, right? But we're gonna shade now we're also going to take, I'm gonna take a smaller brush tip and my brushes are hiding. Where are you? Where are you, little brush? There you are. So So I'm gonna take a smaller tip here. I'm gonna take that same shade, that same shading, and go right along here. So that's gonna make the contrast of that white seem more, right? And again, you just kind of want to blend it out. I want to make this crooked nose a little more prominent here. So we're gonna add that. And this looks kind of like standing out right now, but I haven't shaded any of the rest of the face, so just have a little patience and it will. So see how that kind of changes the shape of my nose. Now, what next? Okay, so like I was talking about, to create the kind of, make my eyelids pop out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, again with this small one, and this is the secret that I use on makeup when I'm doing just, you know, I'm going out makeup. So if you look, what you want to do, you want to take your dark color, the darkest you want, and go right along the edge there, and just go back and forth like this, because the idea is the shading. So do that a couple times with the dark, and then slowly work it up and blend it in to the rest of the eye. Blend it up. Now, if you can see, that makes, if you look at the two different eyes, it makes that eye pop. Now, I haven't done the highlight yet, but so go in here like this. And the idea is you want the darkest to be down to the base of your lid, and then you work your way up. I'm just going to shadow that whole area because we're creating. So as you can see, it makes the eyes pop. And now this little fold is less prominent. Now I'm going to add a little more depth in here. Oh, and the color I use is that Clinique pad. I'm doing that guy right there, the black. Going back in here with the dark, giving that a lot more depth in there. I'm gonna do that in here, this side also. I didn't really get this whole area. Okay, so now gonna take this guy. Make sure you get all the dark off. I just sort of like knock it on the side of my my counter here and get all, because you want to get all the dark out of this. Now I'm gonna take, this is Maybelline, and it's just sort of a cream. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and we're going to highlight the lid. Damn it. Get that out. So he's got nice big eyeballs. So Now, he also has, some men get this, they have sort of a, just looks like they have eyeliner on all the time, and they don't. They just sort of, it just, that area kind of looks like they do. So I'm going to take my flat brush and create a little bit of dark along that inner line again. And this is, I also do this when I'm doing my own fashion makeup too. I mean, I shouldn't say fashion, but you know, looking good. So I'm kind of blend it down. Don't make it too obvious, but you see how that makes that eye pop? Now, a lot of people put it on the actual eyelid, and that was really big in the 80s, the early 90s. And I find that's just silliness, because your eye eventually just absorbs all that, so you've just wasted all of it. And second of all, I think it cuts your eye off. It doesn't really make it look bigger, and it's really kind of painful to put it in there. It just seems silly, and little like 20 minutes later, your eye has absorbed all that. And then I don't know if you really want all your eyeball absorbing all the eyeliner. I mean, I'm sure it's fine, but I don't know. I find that's not as attractive as sort of creating a shadow. Okay, now he also has, now he's got a fairly, like the shape of this part of his chin is very similar to mine. However, he has more of a, like, he doesn't have this lovely double chin like I do, because I have a double chin. So I'm just kind of going to create a line, and then just use your brush to sort of shadow it down. And then we're going to do that on the other side. I'm going to come in with like a bigger brush right here, like this. Just kind of work it in that whole area so we can shadow that whole area. Just sort of blend it in. I'm also going to come in here and create a little bit of a shadow to create some cheeks. Just a little shadow right there to just give it some shape. It's a little different doing men, because, you know, they don't really wear makeup. I mean, you know, they're in the movies and they wear makeup, but so that's kind of thinned out my face a little bit. Now, men they tend to have stronger brows. So generally when you're a female trying to make a more masculine appearance, what we're going to do is we want to highlight the brow. So I kind of get some of my white and head it across here, because men, again, that's a very masculine. They tend to have stronger jaws and a stronger I don't know the right word for what that thing is. And so you just kind of want to blend it in. So it just kind of gives a hint of stronger brow there. I am almost done. So, Gene Wilder, here we come. Now, Gene has, in this movie, oh, I wanted to say, like, we're going to do lips too. So, Gene Wilder has actually very similar lips to mine. The thin, you know, I have fairly thin lips. So what I'm going to do is, this is eyeliner, but it's kind of like the right color. So I'm just going to create some lips here. But he's got a similar lip area that I do. So I'm just going to follow my own lips. I'm not going to accentuate anything. Just started giving it some color because I'd gone over. And Gene's kind of has this little dip in his lips right there like I do. And so I'm just going to fill in my normal lips just to give it some color because I whited it out with the... There we go. So it just makes them stand out a little bit. Now, Gene in this movie has a cute little mustache. Now, when you're doing hair, there's a secret to hair. And the secret to hair is that nobody, even if you've got black hair, all of your strands are not the same color. So I'm going to take this Essential Eye one. And I'm going to, since he's got kind of a dirty blonde hair like mine, I'm going to take this thin brush again. And I'm going to go in with some dark. And I'm just going to kind of dab it to make it look like a mustache. Right? Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do both sides with this dark color. Now, what I was saying about people's hair is that your hairs aren't all the same color. They're different colors. So I went in with the dark, kind of get the shape going, right? Now I went in with this brown right here. Now I'm going to pick a lighter brown. It's got a little red in it. So we're going to go in, do kind of the same thing over the top. So that's adding... So even though it kind of looked sparse with just the one color, now adding that medium color, it's kind of filling in the spots, right? Now I'm also going to go in with sort of a blonde color. Oh, I don't have one on that palette. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this because, again, I also have some light in my hair, so I'm going to go in with this is like a yellow. So we're going to go in with that too. Again, it's adding depth into that when you see it as a whole, it doesn't really, it just makes it appear more real. So look, mustache. How easy was that? Bye-bye. So we're also going to do that with the eyebrows because, again, he has big eyebrows. So I'm just gonna kind of come in and make my, and plus since we darkened that area, we want to kind of come a little darker on the eyebrows because we darkened that area, so we need it to pop. So it's kind of the same idea as that mustache, is that we're creating, men tend to have bushy eyebrows, and he's got pretty bushy eyebrows in this one. And the thing about eyebrows, you know, if they're not perfectly symmetrical, that's more realistic, because guess what? Because like this eyebrow, it grows way up here, and this eyebrow doesn't. Nobody's eyebrows are the same. So if it's, and men don't tend to maintain that, so it's a good thing for it to be. So here I'm going in with the lighter color, just kind of adding some color in there, some depth, because you want, again, multiple colors. How are we doing on time? Ooh, thirsty. Gonna grab something to drink. All right. Now we're gonna go in with the lighter color. Boop, boop, boop. Again, just giving it some depth in color because, there we go. Apparently it stopped, so I'll have to edit that together, but that's okay. For those of you who missed, I'm doing eyelashes because Gene Wilder has these really long eyelashes, which is a waste on men. So anyway, I'm putting on an eyelashes. I've got one on, putting on the second one. And my makeup artist friend, Emily, says the best way to do this is that you put the glue on and then you let it dry for a minute so that it gets tacky, so that it sticks on there easier. I like to blow out on a little. Now I prefer the black color to mine because it adds an emphasis to that area. So you just kind of place it on the line and let it stick there. All right. Gene Wilder. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Now I'm gonna talk about the hair. So, like I said, doing these little jerry curls, we're gonna pull these out. Now he does a really weird thing in the movie. He does this little comb over, which is silliness because he doesn't need to do a comb over because he's got a lot of hair. But I believe Gene Wilder is Jewish, I'm not sure, but he's kind of got that. And honestly, with this, the messier the better. So he kind of does this weirdo comb over. So we're going to attempt to create that also. And he does it like, it's way over, inappropriate comb over. So I'm just gonna take a, well, I don't have a bobby pin. 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Okay, so like I said, he does this weirdo comb over. So when you're doing bobby pins, you want to pick one that's as closest to your hair color as you can. That way it blends in. I'm just gonna keep that like this. And then we're gonna use hairspray. Yay, hairspray. Now, I'm going to be working at the restaurant, so I need a lot of hold here. This is doing something weird in my eye. Hold on. Haha, that was what it was, and my hair's got caught in there. All right. One more thing. Gene Wilder Wilder has a little, actually I have a couple more things. So he's got a little crease in his brow, very similar to me actually. So I actually have a natural one. So I'm gonna, cause he's got this kind of like pondering look. So we're gonna do this, kind of blend it out. Sort of emphasize this little. I think it's a little stronger now because, you know, it's black and white. Normally I would have used a brown. Boop, boop, boop. All right, so I'm going to come in here and do some mascara on the eyelashes too, just to kind of affix them to my lashes. Now, with that, adding the eyelashes, and again, that upper lid, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna use a little small one because I need up close here, so try to not put the mirror in front of my face so you can see what I'm doing. But again, because he's got those big buggy eyes, I'm gonna come in and sort of lighten that. Even it out a little bit over that eyelash glue. Emphasizing the lid there. All right. Now, I think that finishes the look, except for Frankenstein. Let's do another spritz. One more, I'll be right back. And to complete the look, we have a lab coat. All right, I am ready to go to work and watch Young Fankinstien. See you guys soon because Halloween's coming up. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Bye.